stop from here. I mean, the Broncos want to score to get a little breathing room. The Steelers have to make something happen again on defense like they did in the first quarter.
Lewis behind Perriman. This time David Little stepped up in the hole and made the tackle after a short gain, and another shoving match. Hardy Nickerson, one of the players involved.
Well, you know, the other thing is, too, is that one, if they're going to throw a flag, that was Doug Waddell, number 67, in there swinging as well. Both those guys hit each other 3 or 4 times, and they don't throw a flag. I mean, you got to be consistent if you're going to officiate a fight, which this is turning into.
Elway gets the play off before the 2-minute warning. Throws to Jackson. Jackson up near the 45-yard line. David Johnson, number 44, in on the stop. It's a gain of 13 and a Denver first down, and we have reached the 2-minute warning here at Mile High. Broncos leading at 14-10. Pittsburgh under 2 minutes to go first half, 14-10. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have the fastest 3 minutes in television. Chris Berman goes all the way around the league. And then we'll tell you how to defend the Hail Mary pass. There's a couple people out there today that would like to know how to do that. And Joe will be back with his first half analysis.
Hey, you don't throw it. You don't get yourself in a situation where somebody has to throw it. Or you keep them outside the 50-yard line. I mean,
Elway's the only guy in the league who can throw it 80 yards in the air,
well,
right?
No, I'll tell you, Elway, Randall Cunningham can throw it along.
He could.
Jay Schrader is another one with a great arm. 3 best arms in the game right now, I think.
How far could you throw it?
Furthest I ever threw was 74 yards when I was real young.
That's not bad. 1:57 to go in the half. Elway with time. Jackson wide open. Pushed out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. And Mark Jackson, who leads the club in receiving yardage, adds 41 with that one.
Oh, and they just ate David Johnson's lunch. He runs a hook and go here. That is so beautiful. This is an absolutely great setup by both the quarterbacks. He'll come down, hesitate, pump, and then take right off. Elway will give him a little shot and then fire it up the field. Watch him stop. He stops, turns, hesitates. Johnson slips a little bit. He's not going to catch Mark Jackson. He knows it.
Denver can run the hurry-up. They've scored 4 times, 4 drives inside 60 seconds this year. Elway under pressure. Sidearms it and somehow got it in to his tight end, Reggie Johnson. David Little was all over it.
No reason to hurry. John's in total control. John Elway is calling the plays now. He's in total control. Matter of fact, most quarterbacks are in the 2-minute offense. That's why most of us really enjoyed it, because that was the true time when you could call your own plays.
Plenty of time on the clock. And now the officials will stop it with 1:17 to go. And they may be taking a look at this in the replay booth.
Completed pass on the field. It is being reviewed.
Lower left-hand part of your screen. Elway wants to go up top. There's the great pump fake. Boy, he set that thing. He double clutches and gets the ball in the air so well and so quickly. Of course, they're not reviewing that one.
Now, this is the one that is being reviewed. That was 2 plays ago.
Let's just look at that sidearm. Who said you can't complete passes throwing sidearm? Tough angle to tell there.
Johnson, the second-round draft choice out of FSU.
That's a tough angle to tell.
Sure is. And remember, it has to be conclusive to overrule it. It was called a completion on the field. A couple of guys who have been marvelous successes in this business. Chuck Noll and Dan Reeves. Chuck knows tonight is the night. They have to win. And Royal Cathcart, the replay official tonight, taking a look at it. Remember, they have 2 minutes from the time that it is stopped on the field, and that's what the crowd is talking about.
After further review, play stands is called. Completed pass, second down.
So it's 2nd and 7 for Denver with 1:17 to go. Elway in the shotgun. Tries another quarterback draw, then pulls up, throws it out of bounds. Flag is down. And Greg Lloyd is looking around like, I didn't do anything.
Well, it's not Greg Lloyd. That's going to be Gerald Williams got held. Or the offensive lineman was downfield. I'll tell you why. You were absolutely right. That was another quarterback draw. The Steelers brought the blitz, but the offensive linemen don't know that John's changed his mind. So they start down the field to block.
Ineligible player on the offense, number 74, was downfield prior to the pass being thrown. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
That's Harvey Salem, the tackle, and not his fault, Joe.
No, it's really not. I mean, he did, all they can do is sit in a meeting and say, Harvey, you did what you're supposed to. John didn't like what he saw. He threw the ball away. It's not going to hurt him down in the red area as close as they are.
Pittsburgh has given up an awful lot of points in the red area this year. They are ranked 24th in the league. Once people get down here, they haven't had any trouble scoring. Elway throws for the corner. Incomplete. Woodson nearly intercepted it. Carnell Lake also had a shot at it. So they will bring on the field goal team. Elway not real happy coming off the field, walking over toward Dan Reed. As they had a real opportunity to get a little breathing room, up 14-10. And now Treadwell will try to add 3 to make it 17-10. 17 out of 21 this year. 2 of those misses blocked. And the 3-year veteran out of Clemson hits the field goal. So Denver, after some early trouble with the Pittsburgh defense, has scored 17 points.
Joe Walton is on the sidelines with Neil O'Donnell in the offense, and he's saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. If we get good field position, we're going to try and move the ball down, get it in a place where we can take some shots in the end zone or kick the field goal. If we get backed up, we'll just control the ball, taking it at halftime. We're only down 7. We're playing a good game. No mistakes being made. We'll go at it that way. That's what's being discussed on the sidelines right now. See? He just said, if we get good field position, we'll go for it. Okay?
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said. Read lips.
56 seconds to go. First half. Denver, after being down 10-0, has scored 17 unanswered points to take the lead at home. Well, they have squib kicked twice, has Treadwell to Woodson, trying to foul up the rhythm on the kick return team.
Well, you don't foul up the rhythm on the kick return team. You foul up the rhythm on the cover team. I've seen that backfire more times than not because guys then get out of their lanes because the kick returners bubbling around with the ball.
Woodson, in addition to being a great corner, has been an outstanding return man since he came in the league. Made the Pro Bowl as a return man 2 years ago. This time over the 30, still on his feet to the 33-yard line. And Pittsburgh will have 50 seconds from there. O'Donnell with the last-minute instructions from Joe Walton.
Alton Montgomery, you saw him return the kick before. Now he comes down on special teams. See how he squares up? See how he squares up? Keeps his feet, chop, 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 and then sticks his head in. That's man staying in his lane, staying right where you're supposed to be to look at the film and say, nice job.
They tell you you have to be crazy, but you also have to have discipline. O'Donnell under pressure, and they got him. Ron Holmes. 4.5 sacks on the year.
Chalk that one up to experience. It's 1st and 10. You've got the ball on the 33-yard line. You're in a 2-minute offense. Number one thing you don't want to do is take a sack. Even the interception is second to taking a sack. Ron Holmes, left side of your screen, just puts pressure right up the middle. Nowhere to go. O'Donnell, all he can do is duck down and hope.
Clock running, 21 seconds to go. Flag down, Silas keep it on the ground. Merrill Hodge on the delay. We'll check the penalty for you. Dennis Smith comes up from the safety spot to make the tackle. Scoreboard said Denver had 2 timeouts left. I was a little surprised they didn't stop the clock after the sack.
Offside, defense, number 24. Penalty is declined. Third down.
Cornerbacks are in a world of their own. Their cornerback, Wyman Henderson, is right up in Louis Lips. He's just going to come up and really get in Louis Lips' face. Now Louis gets a chance with the ball is snapped. He wants to be right in his hip pocket.
Dennis Smith on the sideline. 12 seconds to go, 3rd and 11. Keep it on the ground with Thompson. Tyrone Braxton on the tackle, 5 seconds, and we have a timeout. Denver stops it with 5 seconds left.
Now, Mike, I'm sure you're sitting there saying, why?
Tell me.
Because they want to try and block a punt. It's 4th down. If you run into the kicker, they can't get a first down. And if you do run into him, O'Donnell's going to have to throw the ball 80 yards to get it anywhere near a Hail Mary pass. So the obvious is you either go after it, which I think they will, or you set up a return. I think in this case, because they're as close as they are, they will go after it.
If you are Pittsburgh in this situation, would you consider not punting and running a play, running 5 seconds off the clock?
No, because if you run the ball, you take the chance of maybe a fumble, maybe a missed snap. Too many bad things can happen. In this instance, what you do is you punt the ball. Denver has nobody back to receive it.
The Broncos are not believers right now. Little is the up man. Now he moves up near the line of scrimmage, so he's not going to take a short snap. Krasinski just got it out of there. That was his job. Nobody back. And Krasinski will get a beautiful roll out of this inside the 5-yard line. And one of the Steelers is injured. Dermontti Dawson, the snapper, is down for the 2nd time in the game. That's the end of the first half. The Broncos, with a fine comeback, lead the Steelers 17-10. Let's go from Denver to Bristol and Chris Berman.
All right, Michael and Joe, thank you.
Keeping jobs here and creating new ones is hard work, but Mayor Sam Persis is getting the job done.
With the commitment of Park Farm, we were able to form a new partnership that created 150 new jobs for the city of Canton.
Detroit Diesel brought 400 new jobs to town because Mayor Sam Persis made it attractive. And Nortec's new operation brought 200 new jobs to Canton.
And raving, a Sunday night craving, hot vibing and crying. The coach is frying. Sunday night pig out, ESPN.
Pig Out, Sunday Night NFL on ESPN.
America, let's pig out, ESPN.
While the rest of the division has the night off, John Elway trying to lead the Broncos to a 1.5 lead in the AFC West. He leads Pittsburgh tonight, 17-10 at the half. Joining me now at halftime, my compatriot, Tom Jackson. And Tommy, all those Hail Marys. We saw the Falcons game, we saw the Jets game. We're going to see one in the Saints game at the end of the half that Walsh throws complete to Wesley Carroll. why are so many completed today? I mean, what's going on with the DBs?
Chris, what we have are defensive backs breaking a cardinal rule in the NFL at the end of a half or the end of a game, and that is knock the ball down. Don't give the receiver a chance to catch the football. Whenever you see a defender in a receiving posture, as you do Darrell Henley and Michael Stewart right here, then you're always going to have a chance to miss the football or bat it up in the air, and the receiver's going to have a chance to come down with it. Again, watch the hands. You see their cups trying to receive the football instead of knocking it down. It's very simple. If you see the defender's hands like this, then they're making a mistake. If you see them like this, then they've got a good chance of knocking the ball down.
Yeah, to give each other a high five.
High five at the end.
High fives all around for the Washington Redskins. A game that could have gone either way with the Oilers. The Skins win it in overtime on a Low Miller field goal. But really, Tommy, if you think about it, all begins up front for the Redskins, doesn't it? The Hogs, the new-look Hogs, Lachey and company, no sacks again allowed today, Tom. Only 4 sacks allowed in 9 weeks. There's something.
And I think the important thing for the Redskins is that they set tempo with that offensive line. When that game begins, the first couple of drives, they came out running the football. Here they open up a nice hole up the middle for Ernest Biner. He gets 6 yards out of it. Then Ernest Biner, once they get him through the hole on the counter tray right here, he's got the speed to get to the outside, make some things happen. You know, this is an offensive line that has the ability to do a great many things. Now, here's Lachey on the patented Redskin counter tray. Opens up a nice hole for Ricky Irvins, and if you just get in behind that blocking, you're going to get 4 or 5 yards.
You know, the Redskins play the teams with winning records left on their schedule at home, so they really have a heck of a shot. Atlanta, Dallas, those are home games. See, they're at Pittsburgh, they're at the Rams, and they're at Phoenix. They got the Giants at home later on, and they finish up at Philadelphia. 9-0. Could they go 16-0, and do they need the pain of going undefeated?
I think they certainly have the ability to do it. I know they don't want that pressure, but as they continue to win games, we're going to throw that pressure on them.
Well, they're 9-0 thus far, and many a team that has gone this far undefeated, like the Giants did last year, end up winning the Super Bowl. We know the 72 Dolphins did. They never lost a game all year long. Hail to the Redskins. They've been the class in the NFL thus far. Class tonight thus far has been Denver over the Pittsburgh Steelers 17-10. Ron Holmes making Neil O'Donnell's life miserable. We'll go back to Mike and Joe at Mile High in a moment.
If you order a suit designed around the way you're built, you have to wait about 2 months. If you want a house designed around the way you live, the wait is 2 years. But if what you desire is a car designed around the way you drive, you don't have to wait another day. The 1991 Acura Legend Coupe.
What a beautiful wedding. Yeah. You know, that's the way I always thought it should be. You meet a woman, fall in love, get married. Me? I always meet a woman, I fall in love. Meet a woman, fall in love. Meet another woman, I fall in love.
Oh, so you think you'll ever get married?
Well, if I ever meet the right woman, yeah, I'm sure.
Relax. You're among friends. Levi's 100% cotton Dockers.
The National Football League is concerned about many of the problems that affect our youth. Drugs, malnutrition, and the quality of education that they receive. That's why the NFL, through NFL Charities, has joined other business leaders to support America 2000, a community-based voluntary effort to create a new generation of American schools. Commissioner Paul Tagliabue.
The people in our league are local and national leaders who want to see that today's students receive the best possible education. That's why NFL Charities is involved.
The Denver Broncos have worked in partnership with the public sector, private business, and local volunteers to help our children. We have recently been involved with Colorado 2000, a statewide strategy to transform our schools into the best in the world.
Improving our nation's schools and educating tomorrow's leaders. That's the task before us. I'm confident that NFL Charities can help achieve that goal.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
The #1 airline across the Pacific now spreads its wings with service to London's Heathrow Airport. United, come fly the friendly skies.
This portion of halftime is brought to you by Acura Automobile. Experience precision crafted performance. We're We're at halftime in Denver, where the Broncos have come from behind to take a 17-10 lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann with you. Glad you could join us here on Sunday night. Like last week with the Giants and the Redskins, we've really had two games. The Steelers won the first quarter. Denver comes back to win the second.
Well, the Steelers came out and did what they wanted to do, Mike. They created a turnover on defense, set them up for their offensive opportunity. Here's Neil O'Donnell rolling out a little bit to his right, looks the defense off, comes back to Big Garrett Green, makes a nice reception with his hands, gets in the end zone. Now, that's what the Steelers did on offense. Now, as far as the Broncos go, it's John Elway's show. This is John Elway's football team. John Elway has called a lot of plays, so why not have John Elway score a touchdown because he called the play. This is a quarterback draw on a third down in the second quarter. Great blocking up front, but look at him put his shoulder down and get in the end zone. I mean, there is a guy that is more of a running back sometimes than he is a quarterback. Now, this is a very hotly contested game. Keith Karts is the center. Gerald Williams is the nose tackle. Little bit of blocking going on, yeah. But now we'll show you how tough this thing's getting. Little pushing, little shoving, little right arm. And he says, hey, it was him, not me. That's gone on all the first half. I don't expect that to change in the second half, but I do expect the intensity to be right where it has been.
All right. What is each team going to have to do in the second half in order to pull this one out?
Well, I think the Steelers have to try and make some more big plays on defense. The Steelers created the turnover early, and they really haven't been heard from since. The Steelers defense has got to get the big plays. The Bronco offense will just continue to do what they've done. Pick and choose the time for John Elway to make a big play.
Denver will get the ball as we start the second half. There has to be a little sense of desperation on the Pittsburgh sideline right now because a loss here, and they can just about forget any division hopes. Of course, the way Houston is playing, that may be already over, but any chance of the playoff may be gone too. Montgomery returns to the 26-yard line. And more pushing and shoving. Take a look at the halftime stats. Both teams under 100 yards rushing. Both teams under 100 yards passing. Nearly dead even. Denver has the only turnover. That was the little interception early in the ballgame, something the Steelers had not been able to do. Almost everything even here. Time of possession, slight edge to the Steelers, but it doesn't matter unless you do something with it.
Third down conversions jumps out. They're 0 for 6 on third down. That's a big difference here. Now, the Pittsburgh defense, the first 8 weeks, they've been passive. It's a bend, don't break. We'll play double zone, let you come at us, and we'll stop you down around the goal line. That hasn't worked. They were aggressive in the first quarter. I haven't really seen them bring multiple linebackers since then.
They have not. They really got out of that after telling us that's exactly what they wanted to do and something they did early. See if they go back to it. 2nd and 6. Fake to Perriman. Elway with all day. Got a block downfield from Clarence Kay and dives headlong into a pile and comes up to have something to say to Hardy Nickerson and Brian Hinkle.
Coaches like to study where their quarterbacks are going. There is John Elway's passing chart. He's thrown one ball to the left side of the field. That was a short out. And he's thrown 6 to the right side for 4 completions. But the one was a big one to Mark Jackson. The other 3 have been working the sideline. He is working on David Johnson, number 44, their right corner.
1st and 10. Bobby Humphrey in the backfield for Denver. Elway, play action again. Throws complete to Young. And Young is wrapped up in a hurry. A sure tackle by Rod Woodson.
So he checked the chart. He said, geez, I'm not throwing the ball very much to the left. Let me come out and try one out here. Now, Michael Young has had an opportunity to play because Vance Johnson was hurt all year. He's activated now, but Michael Young, with 26 receptions coming into this game, 1 touchdown, the longest catch was 52 yards, but he's averaging almost 13 yards a catch.
He's only 1 short of his career high in reception. Already a career high for yardage. Last play, game 7, 2nd and 3. Lewis back in as the deep man. And he'll get the carry. Perriman, a great block, and Lewis breaks it. Lewis all the way to the 25 where David Johnson made the tackle against the stiff arm. Perriman threw a hellacious just blocked in the middle of that line to spring it.
Well, the big thing here, too, is we talked about the Steelers having to blitz a little bit more. That's what they're afraid of. If you bring linebackers, you bring safeties, what happens is if a back gets into the secondary, nobody's there to pick him up. Carnell Lake, the strong safety, comes from the left side. He's nowhere to be found. You see the job that Perriman does creating contact on the linebacker. Now Lewis just heads for the sidelines and has to get run out of bounds by Johnson. Dave Little does a good job trying to step inside, but Brett Perriman does a better job.
Gain of 27 and 103 yards on the night for Lewis. This is Humphrey trying to get outside and driven out of bounds by Hardy Nickerson.
Bobby Humphrey came back to this football team because he got tired of sitting at home. I also think it had to do with the fact that there were a few fines and he was losing a lot of money. But he was sitting at home watching football saying, gee, I could do better than that if I'd have cut here, if I'd have cut here. He absolutely missed the game. He wanted some more money. The Broncos said no. When they got down around the trading deadline, the Broncos wanted to try and deal him. They really didn't have any takers. So he winds up being back as a Bronco with no better situation than he had.
Elway out of the gun, throws. Jackson. Woodson wrapped him up. Ball came loose, but it goes out of bounds. Bobby Humphrey, of course, with that 3-month holdout after 2 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and it has cost him to this point a bunch. Preseason fines, $1,000 a day, $50,000. Regular season fines, $1,500 a day, $70 grand. Forfeited workout, reporting, and roster bonuses over $80,000, and forfeited a base salary of nearly $130,000. He has lost $330,290. Now, Pat Bowlen says he may get a lot of that back, depending on how he plays and the way he conducts himself off the field. Here's the blitz on Elway. John runs out of trouble. Dives forward. He lost the ball, but he was out of bounds again. And a flag is down. Aaron Jones and Keith Karts having words. Two flags. First one back at the line of scrimmage. Dick Hantak sorting it out.
You can hear one's an offside penalty, the other's an unnecessary roughness penalty.
Yeah, offside on the defense. Penalty is declined. We have personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Penalized half the distance to the goal line, number 97, first down.
Aaron Jones, 97, flagged.
Aaron Jones came scot-free, then he winds up chasing Elway. Couldn't quite catch up to him. Elway reaches forward, and there you see the forearm in the gut. That's a cheap shot. That's a cheap shot, and he got a 15-yard penalty for it. That's a good call by the official. You know, he's down on the ground. There's no reason to do that.
Very late, out of bounds, and flagrant. I'm surprised they didn't throw him out of the ballgame. To half the distance to the goal penalty puts it at the 9. Lewis, by the way, only the second back this year to rack up over 100 yards against the Steelers defense.
That is the dimension of the game that a defensive coach cannot account for. They can account for everybody, but you don't assign somebody to the quarterback. And if you did, John Elway can outrun most of them.
First and goal from the 9. The last time they were down here, they had to settle for a field goal. Lewis hit in the backfield and brought down Donald Evans out of Winston-Salem State. Did a nice job of closing, and we've got more pushing and shoving downfield. And how's that for hustle for Donald Evans? He makes the tackle, and then he runs 15 yards to get into the fight.
Dick Hantak and his crew have got the work cut out for him. This is every play. It's hand fighting inside. It's pushing. It's shoving. They not only have to keep an eye on the ball carrier, they have to see where the next fight's going to break out. Steelers came up with a big play on that one on first down.
Second and goal now, loss of a yard, back at the 10. 10:45 to go, third quarter. Denver already up by 7. Elway rifles it to Sewell, and Sewell drilled by Everett at the 5-yard line. Sewell leads the team in catches coming in. And he just closing in on a career high for the season. He has 28 now. 38 is the most he's ever caught in the season.
Elway just sets and fires. It's a perfect pass. Sewell makes a nice reception. Thomas Everett gets there just as he catches the ball. 3rd down and 5. Here, again, what you have to be cognizant of is where is John Elway going to try and run with the football if everybody's covered. You got to keep an eye on that quarterback.
3rd and goal, Jackson in motion. Sewell on the delay. Nice job by Gary Jones, number 25, the backup strong safety. Came up and made the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Rather conservative play call there, and it will set up a 4th down field goal.
Broncos try and run a trap up the middle. They pull it, which means they pull one of their offensive line. You see the left side go? It's sort of a shotgun version of the counter tray that the Redskins run a lot. But when you get penetration on the side where the ball carrier wants to go, it just clogs the whole thing up. Nice job by that Steeler front 7.
Treadwell has already hit from 28. This will be from 21. And he got it out of Gary Kubiak's hold, who is one of the best holders in the NFL, the backup quarterback. The lead has been extended to 10. Broncos over the Steelers.
Okay, we took the whole idea of car ownership and gave it a new twist. The new Elantra. A sedan, so well built and tested, it comes with 2 years service and maintenance free. About all you pay for is gas. Which makes owning anything else seem, well, a little bit twisted, huh? The new Elantra from Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai. And do the twist.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai, makers of the Excel, Scoop, Sonata, and the brand new Elantra. By the United States Marine Corps, you have to be tough to compete, but smart to win. And by ESPN Home Video. To order fantastic football plays, call 1-800-662-1400. Since the Steelers grabbed a 10-0 lead, it has been all Broncos at home. They've scored 20 unanswered points, lead at 20-10 with 9:13 to go 3rd quarter. Much to the delight of 76,000 fans. Well, you gotta love football to come out on a Sunday night when it's 20 degrees. Once again, the squib kick. Woodson has to field it on the bounce. Didn't have a chance on this. Stopped at the 24-yard line. Tackle made by linebacker Mike Kroll on special teams. We'll be back in a moment.
Wally Armour from Wally Armour Chrysler Plymouth Dodge. You know, according to the most recent NADA official used car guide, a 1991 Dodge Shadow convertible equipped with automatic power steering, power brakes, AM/FM stereo, tilt wheel, cruise control, power windows and power locks, and air conditioning carries a market value of nearly $14,000. but a Wally Armored Chrysler and Dodge, for a limited time, you can buy them as low as $89.90. Folks, that's right, $89.90. Only one place, Wally Armored Chrysler and Dodge.
My feeling is that if it's set for jury trial, then we will either have the jury trial or the individual will plead. I've tried to hold continuances down to a minimum. I think that's good for the defense attorney, the prosecution, and the court.
Judge Richard D. Reinbold has served the citizens of this community for 12 years as a prosecutor and now as a judge. Keep Judge Richard D. Reinbold as judge in the Canton Municipal Court.
Denver over Pittsburgh, and part of the Bronco offensive unit getting a little breather on the sideline. That offensive line's done a good job, Joe.
They have. I mean, the thing is you think it's easy blocking for somebody like a John Elway, but it's very difficult from an offensive lineman standpoint because you block your man, and then all of a sudden, you don't know where John is. He's supposed to be behind you, but he could be almost anywhere. That's the problem that these guys have had to battle, Williams and his crew.
Big series for the Steelers offense here. They've been shut out since the first quarter. Green in motion. Warren Williams has some running room up the middle across the 30, 31, maybe 32-yard line. Dennis Smith made the stop.
We saw where John Elway likes to work, has been working the right side through the first half and early here in the third quarter. Neil O'Donnell spreading it around a little bit more. 2 outs to the left, not completing many to the right side of the field, but likes to work the middle. If you take a look, 1 deep down the middle for the touchdown to Green, and then a couple of checkdowns down the middle. That's the way the offense that he plays in is structured.
You saw Dennis Smith in on that last tackle. He was shaking up the end of the first half back in. So is Pittsburgh center Dermontti Dawson. 2nd and 4. Play action, O'Donnell in trouble. Throws off his back foot, got it to Green, and the big man across the 40 fumbled the football, but he was down at the 41. The ground cannot cause the fumble.
Well, it
what
does.
A job by well, it can,
it does, but
they won't give it to you. What a job by O'Donnell. This was very much like the dump-off pass he threw to Merrill Hodge.
Great discipline by Ron Holmes to stay there. Doesn't take the fake of the bootleg. Watch this left side of your screen. Holmes come across, number 90, sees the bootleg. Now O'Donnell just hangs this thing up in the air. You see the ball come out when Green hits the ground. It's not a fumble.
And Tyrone Braxton did the smart thing. He saw 280 pounds coming his way. And then we get a shot at those knees. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. Warren Williams on the trap. Simon Fletcher had a hold of him as he reached the 47-yard line. .7:25 to go, third period. We're at Mile High Stadium in Denver. You're watching ESPN and our coverage of the NFL. If you joined us late, it was 10-0 Pittsburgh. Denver has scored the last 20. But the Steelers on a drive now, 2nd and 3 from their own 48-yard line. Lips and Callaway, the wide receiver, split left and right. Williams again behind Hodge. Flips the tackle, dives forward to the Denver 46 first down. This is what the Steelers were able to do so successfully in the first period.
They're in a rhythm now, Mike. You know, the thing is they're picking up some yards on first down, and the coach can make some calls. There's Dennis Smith. He comes outside. Look at that. He is taking on a guard who outweighs him by about 80 pounds and then still manages to get in and help on the tackle. Put a little collar around him. He wasn't wearing that neck collar before. Had a little stinger in the first half.
He was a hero last week. Blocked a field goal against New England that preserved a win. Williams again. And the Steelers doing the job against the Denver front 3 right now. Simon Fletcher again in on the tackle. Warren Williams now 9 carries, 51 yards. There's a guy who has always done the job. Talking about Warren Williams as you're looking at Fletcher. Williams has always done the job when he's gotten the opportunity to play for the Steelers. They have always said, we wonder about his durability. Can he go the distance for us? But the young man comes in and averages 5 yards a carry as you see him getting gassed a little bit on the sideline.
Sort of the answer to your question. Right. Had to take himself out after 5 or 6 carries.
2nd and 6. O'Donnell under pressure again. Throws, picked up. Nice job by Tyrone Braxton, who stood right in front of the intended receiver, and O'Donnell hit him in the numbers.
O'Donnell didn't hesitate. There was no delay on his part. He felt like he'd be able to get this ball in. He sets up and really fires it as the receiver runs a hook, and Braxton just jumps in his hip pocket. Right up here, you're going to see him come down. Braxton's going to go with him, except he's going to get in front. O'Donnell's going to go here and just fire the ball out to him. Set, fires, does a nice job of trailing, winds up coming. That's what that double zone will do for you. He knows he has backup help. He can cut in front of the guy.
Braxton with his third interception of the year. Tore up the knee last season, and they are grateful to have him back at the corner. Lewis. And Brian Hinkle came in, gave him a shot at the end. Hinkle. There's O'Donnell talking to Joe Walton at the sideline. His fourth interception since becoming the Steelers quarterback. He also has 4 touchdown passes.
Well, what
coming into tonight, he got his 5th with Green.
What happens to him, a young guy like that, is you see the receiver go past the cornerback, and you think that you have control underneath, except that Braxton did a nice job of reading him and just moving on back and stepping in front for the interception.
2nd and 7. Sewell. Oh, took a couple of shots. You notice the Steelers inside linebackers, Little and Ostavsky right now, they're wearing short sleeve shirts. What is wrong with these people?
They're linebackers, Mike.
That answers it, doesn't it?
There they are. There's some big hitting up the front. Right part of your screen. Watch this. They're going to try and send Sewell up the middle. Let him come in. Lloyd comes in from one side, gets a half wrap up, and then a whole lot of help from his friends.
Steelers need to be aggressive on defense. They're down by 10. 3rd and 6. Comes the blitz. Tipped and incomplete. Off the hands of Ricky Nattiel. And that's what Elway thought of it.
And the defense of the Steelers did their job. But you see what John Elway has to face. We'll show you from our end zone camera. Our goalpost camera. Excuse me. This one's right about 10 feet off the ground. 10 yards off the ground. Look at that. That's where the ball's just thrown behind him. Good vision. Nice passing lane by the offensive line. And Elway just couldn't make the completion.
Now, you might be able to make that catch with some quarterbacks, but with Elway throwing it, forget it.
Not a prayer. If it's not on the mark, it's tough to hold on to.
Woodson as Haran gets another beauty out there. And Woodson signals for the fair catch and has to make it at the 20-yard line. So the Steelers get the ball back, but they're down by 10 to the homestanding Denver Broncos.
If you're into looking good, get into Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up, never let you down.
These are the machines of the night. Today's high-tech engines demand high-tech protection. Kendall Motor Oil is specifically designed to provide the ultimate protection against heat and wear under the most extreme conditions. Don't take a chance with your high-tech engine. Use Kendall Motor Oil, formulated to protect your high-tech engine. Kendall Motor Oil, pour in the protection. Kendall, available at these locations.
It's not just a new car, it's a new way of doing business. The new Elantra. A sedan so well built and worry-free, we can introduce it with 2 years service and maintenance free. About all you pay for is gas. Now, why would you want to take your business anywhere else? The new Elantra from Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai.
The Miami Dolphins, led by rifle arm Dan Marino. The New England Patriots, a new winning spirit feeds their fire. Dig Out, next Sunday. Sunday night, Dig Out, ESPN.
3:56 to go, third quarter. Pittsburgh down to Denver, 20-10. Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann with you. Ball at the 21-yard line, and that is from our goalpost camera. And that's what it looks like. It is actually mounted on the goalpost. In case of a field goal, if it hits the camera, it's good. because it's already crossed that bar. O'Donnell to throw on first down, screen to Hodge. Merrill Hodge close to a first down. Hodge has 50 people in the stands to watch him tonight that he bought tickets for.
Says it's like coming home for him to play out here. He's always played well in Mile High Stadium, and he likes coming back out. A lot of people come in. Matter of fact, he said the tickets cost him so much. He said he doesn't get a check from the Steelers this week. He writes them a check.
Played his college ball at Idaho State, so he's used to the weather. Gain of 7 on the last play, 2nd and 3. Hodge and Williams in the back behind O'Donnell. Play action. O'Donnell in trouble. Got away once, but Simon Fletcher pins him.
Nice job by the secondary of the Broncos, too. They were going to go up top for a big one. Right then and there, they had Stone going down the middle of the field. O'Donnell does a nice job on the quick play action fake. Gets down, covers the ball. The other guy who does that very well in the league is Boomer Esiason. Likes to get down and cover the ball up. He did a good job with good coverage downfield. Didn't allow him to get it off.
4 sacks by the Denver defense, however. Loss of 38 yards on the night. Thompson will check into the backfield. And Lips and Callaway split as wide receivers. 3rd and 8. And now O'Donnell calls the timeout as he saw the play clock running down. We have a timeout with 2:59 to go. Still a 10-point Bronco lead.
Working as a partner with Habitat for Humanity, Canton Mayor Sam Persis is changing the face of an entire neighborhood.
It's changed my life. It's changed my whole meaning of who I am, and given me a self-respect and a self-confidence that I wouldn't have had if it weren't for people that work with the program and people like Mayor Persis that's backing the program.
On November 5th, vote to re-elect Mayor Sam Persis, because together we're building a better future today.
TV is a beer mug. We're going to pour you a Miller Lite. Whoops. Sorry, foam got on your carpet. Now, tilt the TV towards you and taste why light is what beer is today. The great Pilsner taste keeps you ahead of it all. Everybody likes that. Can we pour you another? Hey, I know. Why not buy 6 more TVs and invite some friends over? Miller Lite. It's it, and that's that.
Hyperstore, where electronics and appliances always cost less. And now it's even easier to buy at Hyperstore than anywhere else. For 1 week only, Hyperstore gives you 0% interest and no payments on everything we sell. No payments and no interest on thousands of brand name audio, video, appliances, and electronics. This week only at Hyperstore. Hurry, and Saturday.
We are in Denver. I'm not sure where he is, but we're in Denver.
So cold, my hair has gone orange.
2:59 to go, 3rd period. I don't know. Steelers facing a 3rd and 8 right now. There's Kenny Walker in the ball game, the 8th-round draft choice out of Nebraska. The first deaf player to play in the league since Bonnie Sloan played for the Cardinals in 1973. He has been very successful for them. O'Donnell with time and throws incomplete. Threw it in between 2 receivers. Thompson coming out of the backfield and Lips hooking up. So the Steelers will have to kick it away again.
I don't think he expected Lips to hook up. I think he expected Louis to work out a little bit. And, you know, you got to remember, this kid is a rookie. This is his 3rd start. The football team has been struggling. The defense has been doing a good job getting him the ball tonight. Made a couple of rookie mistakes and put himself in long yardage situations.
Krasinski, who averages 40 yards a kick on the year, punting to Natil. Terrible kick this time. But it gets the Steeler bounce, and Natil backs off. So Krasinski has gotten away with a couple tonight. A punt of 39 yards is not something you'd want to videotape and send home for the family to look at.
38 further than my punt. I'd have taken the 39-yarder in my
Yeah,
career.
but you were a quarterback. Kenny Walker for Denver has his own interpreter, a man who gives him sign language. One of the great moments in his life when he was at Nebraska, the last game of the year, the crowd went silent when he was introduced. There's his interpreter, Guy Smith, and the crowd signed a standing ovation to him. It was a marvelous moment for Kenny Walker and Nebraska fans. Elway for Clarence Kay. What a catch! Carnell Lake got there, but he got there late. And tremendous concentration by Clarence Kay. A gain of 32. That's only his 7th catch this year.
If that ball is thrown with any more air under it, it's knocked down. Watch this touch by Elway. I mean, we know he's got a great gun, but look at the touch that he puts on this ball. Carnell Lake is going to come in from the left side. Look at it, right through his hands. All he had to do was put his hands together, and he'd have had it. You're absolutely right. Great concentration by Clarence Kay.
Harriman and Lewis will split back. Denver at the Steelers 29. Lewis has had a great night. Not this time. Hardy Nickerson makes the tackle. Keith Willis got the initial hit. Lewis 108 yards on 17 carries tonight. Not bad for your third tailback.
And he's done it all over the field. You see he's run left just twice, run up the left off the left guard 6 times for 55 yards. Been very effective 8 times on the right side, 48 times, and 1 for 2 outside. He is a tackle-to-tackle runner. Very much like I said, like Bobby Humphrey. Keep him inside the tackle.
Give him a gain of 2 on the last play. 2nd and 8. Here comes the blitz, and again, excellent protection. And the pass dropped by Lewis. He has not caught a ball this year.
And he still has chances at it. And he's really, you know, the guys that have stepped in for the Broncos, that's the big difference in this football team from last year and this year. They were 3-5 at the halfway point last year. They're 6-2 this year. They've had great play and a great job by Dan Reeves and the front office of the Broncos getting players who can help them right now in case someone isn't able to play.
3rd and 8, and had a little trouble spotting the ball. Move it back a couple of inches. 1:16 left, 3rd period. And now John Elway wants to talk to Dick Hancock.
Well, he's saying, listen, if one official is going to stop the play, then why don't you stop the 25-second clock also?
18 seconds.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, gee, ref, if you're going to stop play, then stop the clock for me, too.
Dick Hancock obliges, and it's still 3rd and 8. Elway rifles that one, and it looked like Michael Young slipped when he made his cut.
Well, they picked that one up at the airport in Denver. That came in on the radar as a low-flying missile.
So it will bring up a 4th down situation.
You know,
and would be a 45-yard field goal for Treadwell.
Mike, when quarterbacks call their own plays, as John Elway does in 3rd down situations, they have great confidence in what they want to do with the football. When the coach sends a play in, you're sometimes saying, well, geez, I maybe would not have done that. John just has great confidence in what he wants to do with the ball.
This would make it a 13-point game. And it's no good. Wide left. Treadwell had hit 2 short ones, but misses this one. And a hand from Chuck Noll. So the Steelers still down by 10, and they will get the football back. Next Sunday night, the New England Patriots will invade Joe Robbie Stadium to take on the Miami Dolphins. And we'll be there. And New England has been very competitive this year under Dick McPherson.
Miami continues to struggle, but they get back on the winning ways today.
O'Donnell on 1st down. Sideline complete to Williams. Pick up about 6. There's a flag down on the play in the secondary. And Mecklenburg indicating it's against Pittsburgh.
Illegal motion. Now remember, if a wide receiver simulates a move up the field.
Illegal motion. Offense. 2 men moving prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
What it basically is now is even if it used to be a wide receiver could start moving forward and then back up and reset himself. Now, if a wide receiver or anybody makes a movement like they're going to go into action up the field and they try and reset and draw the defense off, that's a penalty.
Steelers came into the game as the second most penalized team in the league behind only the Raiders. So it'll go back to 1st and 15, and time has run out on the clock, and now the officials want to confer about it.
To 59 seconds.
So the clock was running the entire time, and they want it reset at 59.
Yeah, you got to wonder if possibly the score guy lives in Denver. I mean, does he want to get this over with? Okay, it's 20-10. That's it. Let's run this thing out.
I think you get some great odds that he doesn't live in Pittsburgh.
I think the Steelers have got to try and get the ball to their big man, Eric Green. They have to figure out a way to get him back in this offense.
He's only been in on about half the plays tonight. Hodge breaks the tackle. Dennis Smith brings him down as he reaches the 30. Smith said he missed a lot of tackles last year, but he hasn't missed a lot this year. Back to his Pro Bowl form.
Last year, after the season, he went up to Steve Atwater and he said, "You had a better year than I did." And Dennis Smith said, "In my entire career, all the years I've been in football, the 11 years, I've never gone up to another player and told them that they have had a better year than I have."
And you know what? He doesn't want to do it again either.
And he's nice. Talked to Wade Phillips yesterday. He said he's playing the best of anybody on defense.
2nd and 7. Hodge again. Redding blocks beautifully across the 40 to the 41. It will be a first down. Atwater made the tackle, and it will also be the last play of the 3rd quarter. 1 period to go from Denver. Broncos by 10.
Okay.
Stadium in Denver. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann with you. There are different kinds of needs. Denver needs this game to stay ahead of Kansas City in the AFC West. Pittsburgh needs this game to stay in the league.
Well, yeah, not quite in the league, but close. Pittsburgh needs this to stay in the wild card hunt. I mean, you almost can see where divisions are going to wind up. Washington,
right.
New Orleans, Houston, they look like they might get it. But it's the wild card picture that's going to become very interesting as we get on towards the end of the season.
O'Donnell with time dumps it to Hodge across midfield to the Denver 44-yard line. Brought down from behind by Mike Kroll, the rookie out of Nebraska. Hodge has had good games against Denver in the past.
Hodge is a very good receiver. I mean, he's a very complete back. He's not flashy. He's not a guy who's going to burn it 60 on you or do something really spectacular that maybe jumps up and catches your eye. But at the end of the game, he'll have 50 yards rushing. He'll have 60 yards receiving and 5 or 6 catches. He'll have made some great blocks.
First down, Pittsburgh. Denver 43. Hodge again. 2, maybe 3 yards on that one. Ron Holmes made the tackle along with Mecklenburg. And we have not seen Warren Williams since he took himself out of the ballgame a little shaken up.
Yeah, but you know what's so great about a night like tonight, Mike? This is football. Watch this. Look, it's grass. It's the ball. Look at the guys breathe. They all breathe at the same time. It's simul-breathing. I mean, look at that. It's just like smoke coming out on the ball. This is football. If you take a deep breath at home, you can just smell it. Oh, God, it's great. It's great. This is football.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Look at them. They're all pretty like this. Ready? Breathe. There you go.
Green. Henderson, nice tackle at the 39. Wyman Henderson is 186 pounds. He gives up 100 pounds to Eric Green, and he wrestled him down.
I think one of the toughest things that you have is figuring out where to tackle. If you hit him high, he runs over you. If you hit him low, he kills you. He does a nice job on Kroll with the delay. It's the delay outside. Reaches back, makes the reception. Now Henderson, he just wraps it around his waist and just says, well, I'm going to hang on and hope. What you do? See what you do? It's calf roping. What you do is you tie his feet up with your body and wrap it around and bring him down.
He's bigger than a calf.
More like bull wrestling.
Yes. 3rd and 6 at the Denver 39. And O'Donnell came out of the huddle, turned around, and called a timeout. 12:41 left from Denver, and the Broncos are still on top by 10. ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Subaru. It's what to drive. And by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. 12:41 to go in the ballgame from Denver. Pittsburgh football at the Denver 39-yard line. Broncos are up 20-10, and yes, it's cold.
It's a ninja. One of those.
Pittsburgh has already used 2 of its second-half timeouts. They have only 1 left. It's one of the drawbacks with a young, inexperienced quarterback. 3rd and 6. O'Donnell. Look at this. To the 20 to the 18. They fake the pitch. And Neil O'Donnell, who has a grand total of 25 yards rushing, makes a big one. How's that for a play call?
Well, he figured John Elway can throw. Watch this. This is like a trap throw. What he's going to do is he's going to fake out. He's going to fake out this way, spin around, and just head up in the hole. The linemen are going to pull. They're going to seal here, and he's got this alley to take off. Fake the toss. Draw the linebackers in. Everybody's in man-to-man coverage and head on up the field. Nice play.
22-yard run, the longest of the night for the Steelers, and a huge first down. Hodge to the 15. They are well within field goal range, trailing by 10. Michael Brooks made the tackle. Rick Strom, who was the backup quarterback with Bubby Brister, was the 3rd quarterback.
What Rick Strom signals in is the formation. Joe Walton sends in the player with the play.